Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to RBACentralPADeals.com for this month's specials. Williamsport's recent spike in crime has been tied to gang activity. Meanwhile, a newly introduced bill has deemed Pittsburgh's homelessness as a public health emergency. The remains of a Korean War soldier are finally coming home. Plus, if Philadelphia were a potato chip, this is what it would taste like. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Lycoming County District Attorney Ryan Gardner has stated that the recent spike in crime in Williamsport is related to gang violence, reports NorthCentralPA.com. The city has experienced a rash of shootings since mid-August, one of which resulted in the fatality of a 20-year-old man. Says Gardner via statement released this week, quote, "It appears that the most recent uptick in violent crime is the result of two gangs exchanging gunfire back and forth between the competing gang members. Authorities are currently investigating the matter, but according to Gardner, investigations are complicated by the unwillingness of victims and witnesses to provide information." A newly introduced bill has classified homelessness in Pittsburgh as a, quote, public health emergency, unquote, as homeless individuals are left without shelter in extreme weather conditions, reports the Tribune Review. However, as introduced by City Council President Teresa Cale Smith and Councilwoman Deb Gross, the bill isn't looking to be the end-all be-all solution to this issue. Rather, it's looking to offer temporary fixes while city officials seek permanent ones. This includes building a tiny home development on city-owned land, creating more affordable housing, and creating more heating and cooling shelters. The legislation also asks Mayor Ed Gainey, the Housing Authority, and several other departments to present the council with proposals to address homelessness within 2 weeks of the bill's approval. This bill could be ready for a preliminary vote as soon as next week. The remains of a teenager who was reporting missing in action during the Korean War have been identified, states PennLive. This means that, after about 7 decades, Edward J. Ryder can at last come home to Northampton. The Defense POW MIA accounting agency was able to confirm the remains to be Ryder's as part of their Korean War disinterment project, which seeks to identify over 650 bodies of unknown members who were killed during the conflict. Ryder's family intends to bury him in his hometown in the fall. If you were trying to create a potato chip that perfectly captured Philadelphia, what would it taste like? Puts forward Philly voice. Well, if you're Philly resident Ryan Reigel, the answer to that would be hoagies. Or, to get more specific, roasted pepper, provolone, and some mild spice. Reigel recently won hers Flavored by Philly contest, in which finalists submitted chip ideas they thought represented the city of brotherly love the best. Runner-up flavors were ones inspired by Philly's favorite condiments, salt, pepper, ketchup, and hot sauce, and a chip that tasted like a cheesesteak. If I'm being honest, all of them sound pretty good. That is it for today. For even more news, check out PennLive.com. Also, please remember to give this podcast a rating and to pass the Today in PA word around. Thanks ahead of time, and hey, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll be seeing you for more of Today in PA. Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to RBACentralPADeals.com for this month's specials.